Welcome back to our channel, where we discuss all things related to travel and exploring different destinations. In today's video, we'll be talking about an important topic that many overseas visitors in Europe often encounter: the consequences of not paying speed fines and traffic fines. As travelers, it's very crucial to understand the implication of disregarding these fines, especially when you return home and find them in your boss box. So let's dive in. To set the stage, let's first understand how traffic fines are enforced in Europe. Traffic authorities in Europe have various methods to collect fines from overseas visitors. They can contact your car rental agency you used during your trip, obtaining your credit card details to charge you for the fine, which they did twice in my case, by the way. I got a fine in Spain and I got a fine in Portugal. So both ways they contacted, in my case, Master Kings, and obtained all my information, where I live and so forth. So that costed me each time 40 euros, by the way, which they automatically deducted from my credit card. So now, in the European Union, if you commit a driving offense while visiting, the fine does not simply go away or will be forgotten when you return home. Within the European Union, driver details can be shared between all the nations, and the fine will automatically be sent to your address, your home address. So I have an infringement here, so you can see how that looks like. It's a notification of traffic infringement, in this case committed in Spain. By the way, I use the Google Translator. That's a good tip and a good way to find out or what it says in different languages, like in Portuguese, or in that case in Spain. So you just put the Google Translator, translate the entire page, and I took a screenshot of the page, and then I printed it out. So they gave me a pretty good idea, and it works actually very, very good, so as you can see. So yeah, you see all the information of this infringement on this page. Just pause it if you want to read it, and you see what is this about. Let's discuss the consequences of not paying fines. While the severity may vary from country to country, it's important to note that ignoring traffic fines can have serious repercussions. Fines of offenses such as speeding, not wearing seatbelts, running red lights, or using a lane reserved for public transport can be issued even months or years after your trip. These fines can arrive at your home address as a formal request of payment. So again, they don't go away. You will have to pay those fines, and why it's important to pay these fines, I'm going to explain in just a second. Now, the European Union has implemented a system of mutual recognition of fines to ensure that all Europeans are treated equally, regardless of their residency. This means that fines incurred in one EU country can be transmitted to the authorities of your home country, either in the European Union or overseas, for recognition and execution without any further formalities. The aim is to prevent non-residents from escaping payment by returning to their home country. So there you have it. So there's no way you can escape it anymore. In our days, there's computers, there's data banks, there's all kinds of digital proof and digital archiving. They will get you. So don't try to escape it. You better pay a little fine and be safe next time. It is essential to recognize that not paying traffic fines can have implications for future trips to the European Union. So failure to pay fines can result in difficulties when renting a car during a future visit in Europe, in any European country. Rental companies often check records, and unpaid fines can negatively affect your eligibility to rent a vehicle. The consequences of not paying traffic fines can vary depending on specific country and offense committed. However, it's generally advisable to pay the fines promptly to avoid potential legal issues. And let me tell you guys, um, I had someone who told me they didn't pay the fine, they returned to the country, in that case, Spain. They got pulled over because of a speeding. They had a record of someone who didn't pay their fines like a year ago when they visited Spain. So they had to triple their fines. They were like threatening them, to take away the driver's license and such things. And no, this is not worth it for 50 or 100 euros. So, like I said, again, the fine and anything else you committed overseas that doesn't go away. So, unless you never want to visit any European country again, please pay the fine. It's worth it. So, how would you pay the speed fine for Spain? So, as I told you guys, it was like a radar box. I got it sent home. So, within the within all the paperwork, it was how to pay the fine. So the fine can be paid either online or with a bank transfer. Like you go to a bank, they do a transfer, which they charge you $25 for. Turns out 50 euros. So there was like 50 euros was all in one. I paid like $140. Came out. That was the amount I had to pay. But look at the document. I touched here and you can see everything you have to do, how it looks like. And again, use the Google Translator, take a screenshot, works perfectly. So guys, as a conclusion, even if in Canada or US or overseas, obviously, cross-border cooperation, they cooperate with Canada, with the US, with anyone. So don't think these fines go away and you're gonna be in trouble next time you want to go there if you don't pay the fines. So there will be severe consequences for your future trips if you get pulled over or if you want to rent a car. And there's also a mutual recognition in fines. So don't think because you got a fine in Spain, you didn't pay it. Next time you go to Germany and want to rent a car, these car companies they're all linked together and they will know if you have an open fine. So please pay your fines. So now how to pay the fine? In my case, I got a parking ticket in Portugal, which was in Vilamura, and the other one was a speeding ticket in Spain on the way to Sevilla. And both tickets, I got the info and the fine back here in Canada, so they have been sent here. And in regards of the parking ticket, we did a little stroll in Vilamura, and just I didn't see. Basically, it was my fault, or it was um, my fault not paying attention. So I thought there's like a free parking, which it wasn't. Turned out later. So we just took a stroll. I came back from the stroll and saw a parking ticket there, and the parking ticket wasn't that bad, to be honest. It was 8 euros. And 8 euros was actually the cost of the parking ticket for the entire day, like for 24 hours. So it was very minimal. So it's worth to pay. But in my case, I just, didn't notice there was a paid parking. So, however, I asked several locals how I would pay the fine. Some advised me gotta go to the post office to pay it, and you can pay it with credit card, whatever. So I went to the post office. The post office says, no, you cannot pay it here. So you have to go to a police station. So it was on our last day. So we were on the way back to Lisbon to fly home. I thought, you know what, I just skip it. They will send it, and I just pay it from home. So by doing so, I had to pay the 40 euros for, finding out who I am with the car company, and they they were retrieving my information, my credit card information, everything, but they wouldn't pay. The car company wouldn't pay my fine, so I had sent home a ticket from Portugal. So there was the 40 euros for my information to being retrieved. Then there was also like a 30 euro fine because they tripled the fine or quadrupled the fine. So the entire fine cost me, with sending the money there, 100 euros instead of 8 euros. So if you ever be, my tip is, if you ever be in a situation to have a parking ticket for 8 euros, fine, go to a police station in Portugal. Or if you have a bank account in Portugal and you have a bank card, you can pay it with your bank card. Go to an ATM, just slide in the bank card, and you can pay the fine there. You get a receipt, everything is done. So it might be worth to have a bank account. The second thing was my fine I got from a radar box on the highway on the way to Sevilla. So the speed limit was 120, which I found out after. You will see it in a slip, and like it's called traffic notification. I think I have it somewhere. I'm just gonna put it in there. And I was 12 kilometers over, and they fined me $100. So I was, instead of 120, I drove 132. It was one of these radar boxes, which you can see they're kind of hidden sometimes all over the place in Europe anyway. So always drive carefully and obey the speed limit. Anyway, I got that sent home, which was 100 euros, and I had to pay another 40 euros for the retrieval of my information, who rented the car, my driver's license, my home address. So, and they sent these papers back home and the fine back home. So I had to pay like 40 bucks plus 100 bucks. So which makes it 140 bucks. But then I found out, as you can see in the sheet, that I actually can deduct 50% of the fine if I pay it within 2 weeks. So that's kind of a nice rebate, I would say. So I paid it from my bank account, which was kind of another not just so smart thing to do, because you could basically go online and pay it with the online payment with a credit card. So just go online. There's a nice sheet which says, you know, go this, do this and that. So now to finish up, I think it's crucial, and as a responsible traveler, we should respect the laws of the countries we visit and fulfill our obligations. Guys, so we hope this video has provided valuable information on the consequences of not paying speed and traffic fines in Europe. I am from Europe, I immigrated to Canada. I know a lot about the fines and the laws, so I'm not a legal advisor, but I can share with you. If you have any questions, um, just comment in the comment section below, and I try to answer all your questions. So you guys stay healthy, drive safe, and see you next time.